Welcome back to another episode of the Scale Smart podcast. I'm your host, Jacob, and also the CEO and founder of NetScale Growth. Today, I have the pleasure of being joined by Miljenko Bakovic, the CEO of Reeinvent. Miljenko, thank you for joining me on the podcast today.
Thank you, Jacob, for inviting me, and I'm looking forward to the discussion that we will have.
A pleasure. So just kick us off. Tell me a little bit more about yourself, Miljenko, and what do you guys do at Reeinvent?
So, as you said, I'm the CEO and co-founder of Reeinvent Croatia. My background goes a long time ago from software engineering. So I started as a software engineer in the one big telecommunication company. Afterwards, I moved to the automotive business, where I was in charge of the various software products. I would say that at that time, when I was working at Rimac Automobili, which was a hypercar company producing some really cool technology for the electric vehicles, still what they still do today. At that point in time, we were, trying to use the cutting edge software to bring innovation to the automotive sector, where I think that we did a lot of very cool and new things. So started to talk about the software defined vehicles before that became the thing as it is. But for the last 2 years, I'm running the Reeinvent operation, and we are focusing on providing software consulting services to the various companies, mostly in mobility and logistics sector, but then having a different type of clients, going from very promising startups to the big enterprise companies.
Amazing. Thank you for that introduction. Into the first question, Mienko. I think I know as a CEO, you probably know better than I do, being longer in the game. Being a CEO is very, very challenging, and there are a lot of things which come up. So let's start off the podcast as well with what are some of the challenges you guys have faced at Reeinvent, and specifically you as the CEO, and how have you overcome them?
Yeah, I mean, as you said, being a CEO is a very interesting position. You are doing more or less everything that's needed to get the job running, and it depends on I would say it depends on a situation. Sometimes you are more involved into the projects that you are doing. Sometimes you are more involved into sales. Sometimes you are just trying to extinguish the fires out there. So it's always quite dynamic, as we like to say. Yeah, different challenges, trying to do as best as we can. Currently, I would say the in general market has changed a lot in the last couple of years. So now we are more focused, on how to make our businesses and projects stable. Try to deliver as much as we can with the best quality that we can to the existing customers, and then at the same time try to communicate that to the potential new customers, and yeah, stay relevant, how we like to say, because if you're not updating yourself, so to say, on a daily or weekly basis, you're just staying behind, because market is so crazy currently that yeah, many things changing, and it's quite important to be on top of the changes. And that's my main focus right now, making sure our team understands that we need to be on top of the changes, and we need to embrace the changes, and then with that create a new value for our customers, and make this a successful story, not just for us as a Reeinvent, but also for our partners and the clients.
Yeah, well, that ties in great to the next question that I'm going to ask, because you guys Reeinvent operate in quite a highly competitive software market, right? So what strategies have you guys employed to differentiate your services to maintain within the competitive market?
I always like to say that doing your job in the best possible way is the best sales strategy that you can have, because then your existing clients are opening for you new sales channels, and everything goes naturally. But yeah, it's tough out there when you have thousands of competitors that are trying to do the same. So we are mostly focused on stable relationships, keeping our clients happy, and deliver them as much as we can for a reasonable price. So sometimes it's not about delivering top-notch quality product. It's about how to deliver optimal solution, because if your client needs a bike, then you don't deliver a motorbike, right? If he needs For example, a simple dining table, you won't deliver him a house. So that's what we are. That's what we are trying actually, to make sure that we understand the clients' requests and that we then transform that into optimal solution, which doesn't have to be a space rocket, but it needs to get the job done and stay within the budget.
And I think a lot of people, you've made a great point there. I think a lot of people are so obsessed with just bringing on as many clients as they possibly can just to get the money in, but they don't look at the flip side of, are they delivering a quality service? Are they delivering exactly what the client needs? Like, they might say, I need a bike, but they might deliver a motorbike, but they might have asked for a pedal bike. So it's being able to, obviously, being able to manage the clients which are coming in. And I think it's a great point which you made, but making sure your quality of service and your quality of product is always high tier, because that's what's going to grow your business at the end of the day. So how did you guys incorporate that into the company? Because it's the first time I've heard something like that. So what made you, was there an event which happened where you thought, right, we need to change our approach, or did you see something happen in the market?
I mean, basically, I think I would say that with all these new advancement in the technology, especially in the terms of the AI, we just figured some time ago, not relatively fresh. I think it's like that for the last 2 years or so, that basically we need to change the approach. So we need to see how to understand clients in a better way and how to use the new technology to deliver the solutions to them in a more effective way than we used to do that before. It's not just about, from our side, about using AI just for the sake of AI. So we try to incorporate AI as much as we can in our offering, but we always have client in a first place. What I always say to my guys, you need to think in a way that client does. It's fine to have fancy tech stack behind it, which is optimized in so many levels. But if client doesn't need that, then it's a matter of question if it's for them. So yeah, AI is not perfect in many ways, but it's helping us to actually deliver in a much faster way than we were able to do before. So especially when we talk with startups, they always want to have something next day, right? Because they will get some investment based on some POC or MVP that they are working on. So in those cases, I would say that it's always critical to deliver in an optimal way, and this is where the AI tools can help a lot. And we try to emphasize that within our team. And the biggest challenge that we were facing, and I kind of feel that a lot of companies like us are facing, is still, software engineers are always trying to be perfect. They don't settle for good enough solutions. If they are really good engineers, they will always try to find the perfect solution. But in today's market, there are clients which don't need a perfect solution. They need a solution ASAP, and that's something that we need closely consider and take into consideration when we are discussing the project. So for sometimes it's more important to deliver something in matter of 4 to 8 weeks, but not in a perfect way, rather than deliver it in 4 months when it's too late. So it's all about being quick, about being agile, being adaptive, and as we like to say, we need to embrace late requirements, sudden requirements, any kind of change, because it is what market needs today, and that's something that I'm putting a very high focus on and emphasizing it all the time to my team.
And you brought up the word AI, which I think gets brought up in every single podcast, right? So with the rapid advancements of AI, how are you guys at Reeinvent integrating the AI into your services, and what impact do you see AI taking on the industry over the next couple of years?
I'm personally think that if you are not incorporating AI in your business, you're doing probably something wrong. At least when it comes to the software engineering, there are so many ways today how to incorporate AI. We can talk about integrating some off-the-shelf AI products to your applications, or we can talk about using different AI tools while developing software that makes you. In my opinion, currently it's all about AI, and it's not just a hype. I mean, okay, of course there is a hype as always with the breakthroughs in the technology, like it was with the blockchain maybe 4 to 5 years ago. But I would say that with this, it's really different, because everyone sees that we can benefit all from using it. I mean, even clients see it. I'm quite surprised how much clients' expectation changed in the last year. Before a year ago or 2 years ago, um, it would be perfectly normal that someone says, I need something in 3 to 6 months. Now you will have often inquiries coming to your desk which say, can you deliver something in 3 to 4 weeks? And you wouldn't be able to do that with a normal approach. So, in my opinion, stay on top of the game and to stay relevant, embracing AI is a currently a must have. So at Reeinvent, all of our developers have not just one, but usually multiple AI tools that they use during the development, going from a Cursor, Copilot, even the more comprehensive frameworks like Lovable or Bolt. So we try to, for each project, pick a AI tool which can help us the most to deliver the best product to the client. But then, in the same time, when discussing the scope of the project with the client, we also try to see what is out there that we could just take and incorporate in the product that they want to build. So it's all about thinking how to embrace AI to improve the entire process from the developer side to the product side, and it's a must have.
And what would you say the future of the industry looks like? Obviously, I know with AI coming in, a lot of people have said client acquisition is coming a little bit harder. What would you say are some of the where do you see the industry going over the next, let's say 12 months?
Yeah, I see more and more small projects kicking in. I like to call it democratization of IT. So I can see that more and more non-technical people will start, kicking off ideas, which couple of years ago were quite costly to do. So you needed, 20, 30, 50K to start something. Now it's 2, 3, 5K to start something. And basically, not everyone, but almost everyone can afford themselves when they have an idea to find the right partner to deliver some, POC of it, which can then serve as a baseline for the investment. So I see more smaller projects kicking in. I see less big projects where you need 10 or 20 people. And as Sam Altman says, it's just a matter of time when we will have a one person unicorn coming in. So, and I'm quite sure that could happen in 2025.
And what are some of the goals you've got for the company, Mick?
So we basically want to have a stable growth. We want to further work on the establishing, let's say, quality foundations with our existing clients, onboard some new clients, which we will continue to work with in the same way we do with existing clients. So in the long term and fruitful collaborations, we don't want to grow rapidly. We want to be have a stable business and have a clients which understand the way that is done today and that think in the same way that we do, and in that way benefit on our side but also on the client side, because we feel that's the only way that it can be done.
Amazing. And if people wanted to reach out to you and find out a little bit more about yourself or Reinvent, where's the best place for them to do that?
Yeah, you feel free to reach out on my LinkedIn profile or our webpage. But I would say that my LinkedIn profile is the best place to start. You can always reach out to me directly. I'm usually quite responsive on LinkedIn, and I would be, more than glad to discuss any kind of the topic or potential challenge that one has. So why not? Quite a open person and ready to talk.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Miljenko, for coming on the podcast. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you for inviting me, and I hope that your viewers could enjoy the topics that we discussed.
Amazing. Thank you.